Hillary!
Are you at your office? I can't hear you. You're muted. Hold on, let me see if I can unmute you.
I'm unmuting.
Oh, there we go. I gotcha.
Okay, good. Yes, I'm in my office. Wednesdays are my days for office work. So I've been here all day and it's absolutely fantastic being here.
Alone.
Alone, I have no children. It's quiet. I can get lots of work done. I can have uninterrupted conference calls and webinars and yeah, it's great.
Oh.
I love it.
Lucky you.
Do we have Jed on the iPhone and Janet on the iPad?
I see Janet. I don't know who's on the iPhone. It might be Jed. And is Nick or Gary coming?
I didn't hear back from them.
Okay. And I guess
You
with the
didn't
new...
hear back from me either.
I know, but I just figured you'd be on. It's
I
kind of a wait and see who shows up, I guess.
Yeah, and I found out today from Mike that there doesn't actually have to be a quorum right now.
I didn't read that in the governor's order because
I didn't see that either, but someone was like, you don't need a quorum due to the open meeting law thing. And I was like, okay, but I don't know.
I read that closely again during my conservation meeting because I had the same question. And my read on that was we needed a quorum.
Oh, okay.
But
That's
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I just, let me text Courtney actually.
Janet, can you hear us?
Let me see if I can unmute her. Hold on.
Janet?
There we go.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, good.
We can hear you
And
now.
then maybe try unmuting the iPhone too, because I think it could be Jed. Jed, is that you?
Well, maybe somebody's waiting till 2 o'clock.
Yeah, which is fine.
This is Kathy's computer. I'm figuring out how to turn it up a little bit.
Oh, good. Well, we see you.
I
Well,
know.
I can't see you. How come I can't see me?
When you signed on, Janet, do you have the option to join with video and audio?
Yes. Oh, I have to go up here on the right. Okay, wait.
Yep.
A minute.
Janet's iPad.
Start video. Do I hit start video or start audio?
Yeah, start video.
Okay, that's better.
There you go.
Hi, Janet.
Janet, anyway.
Here I am. Okay. This is wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, I really like it.
I do too.
All
Okay.
13 of my kids and
Oh, look at you. How did you get the background, Hillary?
Yeah, she does. I got to put my tulips in the background.
Oh, hi, Janet.
See, there you go. I bought them to make myself happy. So when
That's awesome.
all the kids and the grandkids had coffee together on Sunday morning, 13 of us all together. And my youngest grandson did poo-poo in the potty for the first time that day. So it was like a celebration. It was like a celebration.
Oh,
My-
you got
I
to
have-
watch it? Hey, nice.
My my oldest grandchild is a senior in college. And my youngest just did poo-poo in the potty. So there's a nice range. So we had together. We had coffee together, had a lot of laughs, and they decided they were going to do cocktails that night. So
Oh,
we did it
perfect.
again on Sunday night. So we were.
I did that with all my cousins. It was so fun.
So fun. So fun.
It's crazy. We did it for the kids. Matin and all of his classmates were on, but the school can't sponsor any activities such as that. So we had to do it.
We had to do that.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
Now, does the town pay for this?
So you can do it for free or just limited to 40 minutes, I suppose. The town does pay for a service.
Each time. Okay. Because we did it through my daughters at Northwestern, at the university, and it was great. So, and I have the app, but I didn't know. So you can do it free.
Yeah, you can do it free.
The 40 minutes
Okay.
per meeting.
Well, actually, I think it can be per meeting, but I think the town paid for a Zoom account. That's why
Yeah,
I'm listed under
I see.
Courtney, so we share that.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm wondering if we should put a call into Barbara and Nick to get Nick on the line at least, because it looks like we have a Ryan and a Josh, neither of which I think are Jed or Gary or Nick. Can we unmute them to hear who they are, just so we?
Sure.
Oh, it's Josh.
Josh,
Hey, hi. Sorry, I was on another call. How are you?
we're good.
I just saw that there was a meeting. I thought I was going in.
There's a meeting of the Board of Health, but we're waiting on a quorum. We just want to make sure you're not a member of the board.
No, I'm not. Hi. I'm new to the community. I just wanted to say hello.
Okay, great.
Figured
Hello.
I'd just listen in if that was all right.
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free. Thank you. And Ryan, can we hear from Ryan?
Yep, I think that's Ryan Curley, if I'm correct. Or not.
Ryan? Oh, good. There's Nick.
Yay.
Then we have a quorum.
Yay.
But I know Jed was going to try to get on, so I'd like us to give a few minutes for him unless Ryan, oh, Ryan is Jed, but I don't think Ryan is Jed.
No, it's Ryan Curley.
Okay. So let me see if I can find Jed's phone number. And
I can call Jed. I think I'd have Jed's cell phone number in my
oh,
phone.
that would be great.
I love your background, Hillary.
Yeah, it's fancy, right?
Yes.
I
Wait,
can
what
do
is it?
You
What
too
is it?
can get a fancy background if you click the arrow next to stop video,
Okay.
and then you can select, you could be on Mars, you can have fancy plants, or you can be in San Francisco.
So I stopped video. So now what do I do?
Click the little arrow next to the where it says stop video. Click that arrow that goes
Share
up.
content? No.
It's
Oh,
to
I
the
see.
Right.
It's
of-
going through the. It's going through the red thing.
Go to the right of stop video on the
Yes,
bottom
it's it.
bar, and select choose virtual background.
No, it doesn't say that.
Oh,
I
Jed's here.
the corner.
Oh, you don't have a choose virtual. Oh, looks like.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, boy. Oh, look at this one. at the
I can't do this. I want to do this. I want to do this.
Okay, so I don't know what your
Tulips in my kitchen aren't exciting, you know? I've been looking at them for 2 weeks.
I
If
mean,
you
like,
turn your
hello.
video back on,
Okay.
and then there's a little arrow to the right of mine. Oh, there's Jed. Hi,
Yeah.
Jed.
Jed.
You can blame me too.
To the right. Of it.
I found an actual background.
I found it. Or so now what do I do? Oh,
Now
I see.
choose virtual background. The small things.
It really is.
I see a bridge.
I-
I see Mars, and I see.
Yeah, pick one.
Yeah. Pick one.
It's
Oh,
only
you
three.
don't want me to have my, okay.
I only have
Hey,
three.
Jed.
It doesn't matter.
Uh,
I'm
You
gonna
could
go-
keep your curtains, Jed. It's fine.
yeah, I found a spot where you couldn't see the mess, you know?
I'm on the beach. Can't you see?
I know, it's wonderful.
I'm working from home.
Nice. Nick, can you hear us?
Right now, I'm not getting. Okay, let's share this. No. Okay. Wait, let's do this. Now I can't get back on video.
Where it says,
It says none, and my 3 choices in plus. So how do I get back on video?
all right, you're at choose virtual. Oh, just X out of it.
Yep.
We need you on video, Janet.
I know I'm getting there.
Oh, there we, oh,
There
perfect.
she is. She's on the San Francisco Bridge.
I love it. Okay, Nick, we can't hear you. Come in, Nick.
Do you see him, Hillary?
No, let me try and send him a message.
That right corner is your key.
Cannot hear you.
I love this. I'm going to put my kettle on. I have a cup of tea.
Okay.
This might be the way to go, girls. We could get our 4 o'clock meeting on Wednesdays. Huh?
Don't joke. Don't joke. It is nice. We had a whole Conservation Commission meeting on here last week, and it was really It was great. The applicants come on too and show their plans and walk you through their project.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep. Isn't that great?
You know, Jed, you look like you're in the witness protection
I
program.
was just
Yeah,
gonna
I
say
know,
the
you
same
can't
thing.
see- I know. I'll turn so the sun's not in my.
Hi, Jen.
We thought you wanted to
Hi.
hide.
I'm in San Francisco.
Yes, that's lovely. I see.
I don't know what bridge is that, Hillary?
That's the
San
Golden,
Francisco,
Golden
just
Gate.
Golden Gate Bridge.
What is it?
it's the Golden Gate Bridge.
I thought it was. Yeah. Okay.
Are any of these phone numbers at the bottom, Nick?
Oh, I don't see the phone numbers. Oh, please.
Let me see. I'm gonna look here.
3, 4, 5.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Let me see. Nick is a 404. Yep,
That's
786.
Nick.
That's Nick. Yeah, let's.
I
Okay.
think I can unmute Nick too.
Okay,
Try
that would
that. Nick, can you hear us?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Oh,
We can now.
Yeah, we can't see you. Now we have to see you.
I don't think you can because he called in.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know, Bart.
can
We
see-
saw
I can see.
Barbara the other night.
I can see you guys.
Can you really?
It's such a
Then he's got to
It's
go
such
up
a
to that
treat.
right-hand corner.
it's such a blast to see you folks. Oh, it's wonderful.
Good. Well, we miss you.
Well, I'm here.
Okay, good. Well, then let's get started because I think we
Okay.
have more than a
What's up?
quorum. We're
Yep.
just missing Gary. Ken, do you want to
Okay.
run the meeting or how would you like to proceed?
You go right ahead.
Okay, so
I'm
I
gonna,
will-
hey, I'm gonna make a motion that I relinquish chair to you for this meeting.
okay, no problem.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
Thank you. So I wanted us to have a brief meeting just so we could cover some of the things going on with the COVID-19. The first issue I want to talk about is the transfer station. And we had it open with recycling and trash. And after a couple days of that, we heard from Mike Sicali at the transfer station, who said that our single stream recycling wasn't being accepted by any of the vendors. So we can no longer accept recycling. So he put together two options, which, can I share the screen?
You should be able to.
Okay, let me pull up the email because he gave us two options. I'm not sharing just yet.
Was that what you sent in that email?
I read that. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
I
it's
sent you
just-
the two,
just-
okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
we got them.
Mhm.
Okay, so there was option one and option two. Option one isn't going to be possible, so we're down to option two, which I will bring up in 1 minute so we can talk about it. This,
Just anecdotally, while we're on the transfer station, we have a couple high-risk people that I've been shopping for and, leaving bags on their doorstep.
yeah,
And one of them today asked me for purple bags. And I said, I wasn't going to make a trip to the store just for purple bags. Is there any talk of suspending the need for those?
so there, I mean, it would be up to us to make that call. The alternative would be if somebody needs them. I have them here at my office. I have 3
Okay.
cases. I don't want to run through them because I do distribute them to those in need. So
Right.
if someone is in need, I have no problem putting them outside the door for that individual, unless, of course, the board wants to abort all purple bags at this time. We could report that back to Mark that that's something the board was interested in doing.
Okay.
Keep everything else in place, but just abort the purple bags.
Well, as long as they
Okay,
got
good.
a town sticker, I wouldn't have any problem with that.
I think, if we did do that, we should definitely, set a time limit, not make
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, not indefinitely.
2 weeks.
Yeah, and I worry about getting them back in once they're out, but
Yep.
That's a thing that if we do decide to use Hillary's, purple bags, that we would put on that website, Hillary, that needs in Wellfleet, website to get that word out. I don't know.
Yeah,
But I think a short period with a start and a finish, like Jed said, might be the answer,
So it
Give it a
seems-
start and a finish.
And it seems like most things at this moment are going until April 7th.
Yeah.
That is not 2 weeks away at this point.
18 days, is it?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's only about 8 days. So
Why don't we
Hillary,
take a big stand and go till the end of April? Why don't
Till
we
the end of
shock the
April?
country? Why don't we shock the country?
Okay. Okay.
You know,
All right.
and leave Easter on the wayside and just go to the end of April, okay? We'll be
That works.
different. Just
Hillary,
a thought, just a thought.
Yeah.
It's a good thought, Janet.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Nick,
Court.
you were
Hillary,
trying
what-
to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say, would this include what was previously recycling
Well, if
materials?
we can't recycle because
No, I understand, but I'm saying
Oh.
the idea of the purple bags was to encourage people to recycle.
yes, correct.
But if we're not going to be
Absolutely.
recycling,
Yeah.
are they going to be using? Is that going to include garbage then? Would that be all in one lump sum going into the garbage
Yes.
bins?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And, you know,
Okay.
let's
I just
talk
wanted to
about-
clarify that. Yeah.
Let's talk about those tissues too, you know, because when you brought that up, that was when that was brought up, that was an eye opener for me, because that's so true. You know, you get crazy.
Nope.
I lost it.
You get crazy with, you know, recycling and the dirty tissues going into the recycling. You know, people
Right.
think paper, and then it goes in, and if the recycling person who's trying to make it, you know, multi-stream, it's tough. It's tough. So I think from a health perspective, I would definitely have to include that recycling would have to be with garbage, and that's what would happen.
Everything garbage. No, exactly. I agree with that.
Yes.
Everything garbage, and whether it's for 2 weeks or for the end of April, that we can determine. But at least everything, it's simplify things and be safest too.
Exactly.
And so people will still have the option to hold on to their recycling if they
Yes.
so choose.
Yes.
But
Right.
tissue-
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we don't
Okay.
want to have anybody
And we
collect.
should put it, maybe we should throw a little addendum in there that does not include tissues.
I think we can. So can you see the screen? This is what
Yes.
Yes.
this is what we would propose with the addition of purple bags are not required at this time.
Yes, okay.
I agree.
And
Can everybody
put up
see
the
this?
date also. Make sure the date is there.
Yep, I'm going to use April 30th as the deadline.
Do you want to do a motion and a vote for that one?
I'll make a motion that we allow whatever you want to. And we don't need to have purple bags from this date until April 30th, where it'll be reinstated.
Okay.
We'll
Reevaluate it. Yeah.
reevaluate it. We'll reevaluate it. I second.
Reevaluate it.
Hey,
yeah.
can we get a second?
I'll
I
second.
second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, great. So we have that. And at this time, we still do not have a positive case here in Wellfleet. They are in Provincetown, they are in Eastham, they're all around us. And
How
so,
many tests have we done?
excuse
in
me, how many
Wellfleet?
tests- we are not privy to that information.
Okay.
I think we have to assume we have people in our community that have it, that are
Yes.
just
Yes.
quarantining.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
think that's the operating principle, is that assume that there's someone around who has it.
Yes.
Yes.
I think
And
so.
also,
Right.
we know that we have had an influx of second homeowners. There's nothing we can do to prohibit them from coming, obviously. They own homes here. They are here. I did check in with the marketplace today as our main grocer in town, and they're fully stocked. They had toilet paper, they had bananas, they had milk, they had yogurt. We had a nice conversation about what procedures they have in place and how they're, limiting people in the stores and social
Right.
distancing. So that seems really good. I also popped down to the Fox and Crow to take a look there and see how that was working. And they too seem to be doing really well, getting food out to the public and maintaining safe practices. So that was encouraging. I've been into PB also because I know they're operating too and have spoken with them and shared materials, and they're doing good also. So I think as far as our retailers are going, they're all okay. They know to contact me with any questions or changes in protocol or that sort of thing. We heard today that Outer Cape Pharmacy is going to have a call-in service instead of allowing people into their store going forward. So that was posted on the town website. All of the relevant information, I think, has been getting to the town website. Anything I get from a reliable source that's DPH or CDC or Outer Cape Health related, we put up there. There's some mental health services that we shared today. I know the police department has a Facebook page that they've been using.
And a
which-
YouTube channel that actually works really well.
and a YouTube channel. So
Mhm.
so I think the word is getting out. I was going to prepare a press release for when we get our first case. It will look similar to what all the other towns have posted. I don't think there's anything earth-shattering there. If you want to see it beforehand, I'm happy to share it, but it's not going to look any different from what the other towns have done.
No problem. No problem on my part.
So Hillary, I actually have a question for you. For
Yes.
the businesses that are ready to or thinking about opening like April 1st, like PJ's, will
Mhm.
they have to postpone their opening or they're going to be able to do
Nope.
it with the takeout?
Nope. We can let them open with takeout. They do need a pre-opening inspection, and
Okay. So they must already know that though.
they should know to call us. They've called us every year prior
Okay.
to.
Okay.
I know the Blue Willow is planning on opening, so it seems like at this point
Eventually, yes.
restaurants are going to open. And we did do an email blast to all of our restaurants as well, giving them information, giving them a sign about takeout and food service during a pandemic outbreak, and to ask them to notify me of what their procedures are to keep people distanced and to prevent the spread of any germs. So
Okay, cool.
that's all in place. And I think
That's
I
good.
forwarded those documents to the board as I was sending them out.
I think you did too.
Okay.
I didn't get anything.
Good plan. I didn't
Oh, that-
receive
oh,
anything.
yes,
That
the
sounds like a
general-
nice plan, though. Yeah.
I did get.
Well, I
that.
sent it out like last week, probably the week before
Oh, yeah,
last.
I got it, Hillary. I thought you meant specific ones to the restaurants, but no, I got that. I got that,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, yeah,
Thank
it was
you.
kind of generic to all of them, and I
Yeah.
asked them to get in touch. We also have the Seashore operating, and he sent me his plan too. So
Good, good.
So we are in touch with these people, so that's all good. The press release will be forthcoming, and when we get a case, I'll obviously notify you guys by email that we have one. I cannot tell you who or where they live, but that will happen too.
Okay.
A couple of states, and not Massachusetts, they did something. They designated a large swath of like food service workers as emergency personnel, which then gives them access to state benefits in terms of childcare and healthcare benefits. Massachusetts has not done that. Do we, as a town or as a board of health, have any power to designate some people emergency workers?
I think that would come from the Board of Selectmen. I
Right.
don't think we have the authority to do that,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Just an FYI for the, I don't know, did the legislation pass completely?
I
the-
think I heard they were
No.
gonna vote tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
not yet, not yet.
Well, it's one thing I picked up, and it might be something that's interesting to share, is that those people who don't make enough money to have processed a federal tax return have a form on the IRS Gov email to fill out so that they are included in the $1,200 per person. In other words, there's a lot of students and other people, and a lot of people that work that don't make enough money to qualify or don't have to file federally. And if they're not filed federally, there'll be no record of them to get that check. Just an FYI.
So, but they can go onto the federal government's
Yes,
website.
yes,
and
right, and just fill out a
IRS.
form,
Okay,
fill out a
good.
form.
Okay,
But
that's
but a lot of people won't know that, and some people might need help with that.
yeah.
So that might be something that we put on the needs.
Yeah,
email.
so for the rest of the board, I don't know if you know, but we have a new email in town. It's needs@wellfleet-ma.gov. It's manned by Suzanne Thomas, the COA director, and myself, and it's for the public to weigh in on whatever their needs might be, whether they need groceries or food or
Right.
mental health
That's good.
services. They could just email that, and we either Suzanne or I will get in touch with them. So that is
Very good.
up and running. You can share that amongst your peers or whoever needs something. We're here to work on that.
Yeah, if I could
Sounds
just
very good.
review, I just want to review food.
Yes.
Because 246 closed, 4 weeks ago. So
Mhm.
we have all donated foods that we had. So we donated 50 dozen eggs and 30 pounds of bacon to Trudy and all our fruit straight away before she opened. Then what we did was we took the rest of our root vegetables and everything else that would feed 1 or 2 people and donated that to the Wellfleet Food Pantry.
Okay.
The Wellfleet
awesome.
Food, yeah, we still have lots more to go, but the Wellfleet Food Pantry is dispensing groceries to cars. They did it on Tuesday, and I don't know if, do you know that, Hillary?
Yes, I was aware of that.
Okay, good. And as far as I know, Lower Cape Outreach has not decided how often they will be doing that. But all this food comes from the Greater Food Bank of Boston. And then we have the rest of our food we're figuring out. A lot of it Trudy can use because she's not only doing breakfast in a bag, she's doing breakfast in bits. So let's say she has the makings of a salad, she'll put that in the bag also, which is wonderful. And I sent an email out to the 246 volunteers telling them about the 2 avenues so that they can spread the word, because Trudy and Kristen really want anybody to come for that bag of food. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a school child. You don't have to be definitely in need. All they ask is that you let them know how many you need on their phone. So that's 2 things that are going on.
Janet, what about it?
What? Nick, go on.
At Grace Church, isn't there a drive-by food distribution
That's
Sunday?
where
I
the
think it is?
Wellfleet Food Pantry is, Nick.
Oh, that's what, my mistake. Okay, understand.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
very
no,
good.
that's okay. That's okay.
Thank you.
That's where they're housed. That's where they're housed.
Right,
So that's
okay.
through grocery pickup.
Janet,
Okay, very good.
Are you keyed in with spat and shellfishing at all?
Yeah,
or-
I have something to ask us about that.
Okay, because I talked to Nancy this morning and we were trying to find a way to allow our local shellfishermen to sell shellfish directly without going through a distributor, provided that was given the blessing from DPH and DMF, obviously, because we can't do that without their support. But it seems like there could be a need for that to help the shellfishermen and to help those that want to eat shellfish at this time. And it would keep our shellfishing community from not having to leave town to process their shellfish in Dennis or Eastham if that's not necessary. So we're working to see if we could get something like that going as well.
Okay, well, the SPAT board is meeting at 4:00. They changed the meeting because I was going to be at this meeting, and I'm on the board, as you know. So what we are entertaining in SPAT is financing. This is what they want me to bring up to the Board of Health, financing a type of CSA/farmers market booth where we can directly distribute shellfish, clams and oysters totally from the Wellfleet shellfishing people. So this would be our marketing ploy, is that we would say we are only representing Wellfleet shellfishermen, and we're asking for your support in supporting the shellfishing industry. And we would do a CSA, almost like a delayed CSA, Hillary. I'll address the distributor question in a minute, but this is the thing that we're going to entertain at 4:00. So that, let's say somebody says, I know I'm going to want, I know I'd like to support this industry. I want it to keep going. So I'm going to order 120 oysters for the middle of August, and they pay for them now.
Yes.
And then they get them in August or whatever. But also even for people who want shellfish now. So I was thinking we could use 246 as a board certified kitchen with a refrigerator to house the fish, and then distribute it in the parking lot as we needed to. The question of getting the distributor out of the process, I don't think that's going to fly. That's just my own thing, just from what I've been involved with the whole Vibrio thing through DMF.
Yep.
You know, I just don't know that they're all into low hanging fruit. You know that they're all into let's do it. It's got to be done across the board. I think if we did it in Wellfleet, it would have to be considered statewide.
Yeah,
There's a lot of, you know, and I don't know if even in a crisis they would do that. So
yeah,
if they
and I
didn't-
wasn't thinking long term. I was
No.
thinking, you know,
right,
2-3 weeks, maybe till the end of April, you
Right.
know, just
Right.
just during this extreme emergency, because quite frankly, I guess I think there's more risk anytime we have to have these guys travel out of town.
yeah.
Hillary,
Well,
right
Well, they're
at
not
the moment,
see, the other thing
somewhere.
is they're not traveling out of town. There are distributors in Wellfleet.
But are they
They're-
using those?
yeah,
They're-
but
they're-
I
They're
think,
using Holbrook. They're using Alex.
But
you
Alex
know-
is in Eastham, right?
Yes, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, and so is Holbrook.
Yeah.
Holbrook is in
exactly.
Eastham.
Yeah,
Okay,
right, right.
but what I'm
Okay.
saying is SPAT would facilitate getting the shellfish from different distributors, rotating them evenly, not picking one as a favorite, picking only shellfish that is grown in Wellfleet to sell. So
Yeah,
we would sell it.
I want to
So-
think that through, because if you like farmers marketing is difficult. You need special permits for farmers marketing, and
Okay.
we don't have those. So we
Okay.
can't call yourself a farmers market. But
Okay.
if you sell out of a commercial kitchen, I
Yes.
guess I'm wondering, are you any different than a takeout restaurant at that point? Like the 246, you have a commercial kitchen and you're a restaurant in the eyes of the Board of Health, right? So
Right.
so
And
you
once it's been through the processor's facility, it should be good to go.
right.
Yes,
So
it
if
is.
I believe
Janet says
Tagged
You're
and
looking at a
labeled.
way of removing the processor, right? Or hoping
Yeah.
to?
no,
if we
Janet's
could,
not.
short
Janet
term.
wants to
Right,
go through the
But
distributor.
Hillary, you are.
I would
Yeah.
like to remove that step if we could,
Right.
but we can't do that without DMF and DPH approval. So Nancy was gonna run that up the chain to get their thoughts on that and see if anyone was thinking about that.
Right.
So,
And Judd, that would be my ideal too. Let's get the distributor out of the equation, even
Yeah.
short. But if
Right.
my gut feeling is that's going to fail. That he's
so
not. They're
right,
not.
so if
so
that
that-
fails,
so if
your
that fails,
idea sounds like it would work, and we would have to use an approved commercial kitchen for pickup.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
which you could
So
do.
here we
I mean,
go.
yeah.
Right.
So they could order their stuff through SPAT and go to the 246 kitchen to pick it up.
Right. Okay.
So
Good.
that works. I can support that.
Wonderful.
Janet,
Yes.
Janet, is there any direct sale now going on from shell fishermen to the public
No.
out of their trucks?
legally,
You're
not
not aware of
legally.
that?
I can't say that. I can't say that, but not legally.
Not
You know,
Yeah, because I
there-
became
there's
aware
not
of the
le-
fact that might be happening. And I was just wondering about that.
It would be,
There's
but-
time limits from when you get it off the flats until you get it on ice.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, if by some miracle, this would be approved, there would have to be oversight to that, which unfortunately, Hillary, I think would fall to you as, the health. I mean, someone would have to be monitoring it.
Yeah.
It would have to
Yeah,
go.
no, I'm
through
not. Yeah,
Nancy-
It would have to
Nancy.
be the kitchen.
I'm not.
It would be the
I'm not
kitchen.
approving of the practice. I was just wondering. I'm somehow or other aware that it may be happening, and I'm just wondering about that.
It should not
Well-
be happening. No one has approval to do that just yet.
Right. Okay. Okay.
However,
I-
Nick, I think that happens
Yes.
even when there isn't a crisis in
Right.
but that's not something that we want to foster. But what SPAT has
Right.
is the money, okay, to
Right.
we don't want to make out checks to every shell fisherman, okay? That's not
Right.
the business we're in, and that gets very muddy. So the idea
Right.
is, how can we, with our monies, use it to market a community endeavor in Wellfleet to support the shellfishing industry, so that when people go to buy oysters, they can buy them at Mac's Kitchen now in Eastham. They can buy
Right.
them in Provincetown. They can buy them a lot
Right.
of places. They can buy them at Holbrook, with mail order. But what we're saying is we're only selling clams and oysters from the Wellfleet shellfishing community. Please
Right.
support us. This is a community endeavor to keep our shellfishing industry alive, to keep our
Right.
coastal culture alive, and we haven't even worked out all the logistics yet, but our logistics did include continuing with the Vibrio practice that that we do.
Exactly.
And-
As long as
using
exactly.
the distributors and using
Right.
the distributors.
Okay.
I don't think any of us want to
Okay.
take that responsibility, me included, who's going to be at the kitchen to oversee that and make sure it's been iced on time. You know, I just, that's not,
Right.
even if this isn't a Vibrio season, Nick, you never know. So I wouldn't even want to, but I think Hillary could try it. Let's try it, see what they say, see what Nancy gets.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, chances are
That's
they're going to
excellent
say
news.
no, right?
That's great
Because
news. Great
yeah,
news.
chances are they're going to tell us no, but we have to
Yes.
at least ask.
Yes, right.
And when they say no, I think your plan is a great plan to fall back
Right.
on, because if
I
people can
think,
buy,
and I think our marketing edge to compete with the distributors who also, you know, or other people, is that, you know, we're not going to try to put anybody out of business. We're going to rotate the distributors.
It's just
But
Wellfleet.
we're
Right.
going to say, when you come and get our shellfish, you'll know it's from the Wellfleet flats. That's it.
So
Wellfleet-
Janet, why can't you buy direct from the distributor and then
We will.
resell with zero markup?
That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do.
And,
But-
and you don't need any approval for that because you already have the kitchen.
Yeah,
have
now,
to-
they're
now that I
going
have
to have the
Hillary's
product
okay,
in
but I-
Wellfleet,
Right.
and you can pre-sell it for the summer. So you could
Yeah,
sell
yeah,
100
exactly.
pieces for August
Right.
and get your pieces in August.
And don't you think that would be a very good, I think be a very positive move for the community to feel like we were really taking some action to support an industry long term. You know,
Yeah,
I think
it's awesome.
I think people would go out of their way to use that as a source of protein, you know, and not see it as, oh, that's what you have when you have a lot of money and you can have oysters on the hand. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see.
I like it.
I like it.
Okay, good.
Well,
And let them know we support it, Janet.
I
Well,
certainly
can I
will.
ask a question?
Yes.
Yes.
Anybody know if any of the fisheries are open? You know, that's the problem that I see that right now with an idea.
What do you mean?
Well, right now, my kid is he shellfishes. They can't get any fish sold because everything's.
Can we get the folks to mute that don't have their lines muted?
I don't know how I did it.
Go on, Ken.
Sorry.
My kid's a fisherman. Right now,
Yes.
he's shut down because
Why?
there's nobody buying. All the fisheries are done. They're
Yeah.
not buying anything because they don't have any markets, because there are no restaurants open. There's a lot of that stuff that's going on out there right now. You know, he can't he'll be done for about the next month because he does sea clams. You know, he does razor clams, and the market's gone.
Mm.
So that could be an issue because he just talked about, they just opened up the Herring Cove or someplace. I know they just opened up, and he was just commenting, everybody wants to go out there and pick, but there's no place to sell
Well, he and all of his closest friends can have a clam party and eat them.
it. Yeah, well, they could do that, but you know, I don't know if there's any
Well,
markets that are
you
going to be open for anything. But it's a good.
I would
idea
go to that
do it
party.
anyway, but
Well,
I
you know,
don't know
here's
if there's
your-
anything open.
Well, Ken, here's a market he could explore.
Right.
You know, what we're doing there. You know,
Yeah.
what we're doing, what Spat's
But
gonna
one
do.
thing you're gonna have to do is, you know, make sure that everything gets rotated. Anybody who's a commercial picker or anybody that does it, is gonna have to be looked at.
But you see, we're not gonna be buying directly from the shell fishermen. We're gonna be buying from the distributors, and we're gonna rotate them. But we're gonna have I believe we're gonna have one stipulation. The shellfish has to be from Wellfleet.
Mhm.
So in other words, it's
And
gotta
if
be a
it's gonna
little
be done, it
Wellfleet.
has to be at cost, because right now you're gonna be looking at probably 2 distributors that have it.
Okay,
Max and that other one, then that's gonna be about it.
okay. Well, we couldn't take his direct without breaking a regulation. So now what we could do is we could say, and he gets the shellfish and Wellfleet, we could say, we want some razor clams and some sea clams too. You know, we could say that. SPAC could say that. So SPAC's looking
They're
at
all out of the bay, but
SPAC's looking at a number that's pretty high. You need to know that. They're looking at a number that's pretty high as far as dollars invested. You know, a couple of numbers have been thrown around. 50,000 is probably the lowest. So that's the best way we have decided as of now, and that might change, to support and get some money directly into the shell fishermen's hands.
So I
You
have
know,
a
we
question.
can facilitate that.
Can I
yes.
ask a question?
Yes.
So SPAT will buy from the distributor. You'll
Yes.
move them to the 246 kitchen.
Right.
You will only buy Wellfleet product from the distributor, and then
Right.
you will sell it, and that money goes back to SPAT.
Yes, yes.
So
Well,
it's like a loan, for instance.
exactly.
So
But
then if I'm, you know, Hillary and I am here and I want to buy 100 pieces in August.
Yes,
I then pay you some amount of money today,
right.
and
And,
you,
and it would behoove you to do that because you don't know what they're gonna cost in August. So we'll have a price, you see?
so you will set me a price of something. I will
Exactly.
pay
And you'll
you
pay me
$100.
now.
Let's just
and
say
you'll pay-
$100 today for
Right,
100
right.
pieces in August. Then if you're buying from the, are the distributors going to be set up to take your money today for an August shipment, or how will you?
That we'd have to figure out, but that makes sense. Yes, they would
Okay.
have to set up at
Okay.
that price. So the people we have to work with, the shell fishermen are gonna, and women are gonna embrace this. We know that. It's the distributors that have to say, okay, I'm willing to
Yep.
have you rotate, and I'm willing to, if you want to sell in advance, to sell at the price that I'm paying you now. In other words, even if oysters go up to $1.50 a piece,
Yeah.
they still have to, they have to supply them to you in August when you want them at the price you paid today.
So the distributors you're going to work with are Holbrook, obviously, the Wellfleet Shellfish Company.
Yes.
Does
yes.
the Jim O'Connell get a stab at this? He as a little distributor, or
Absolutely, and so does Bob Wallace.
and Bob
okay?
Wallace. Okay.
Yes, so whatever, who's ever a distributor in Wellfleet, we're going to use that. We're going to, and surrounding towns, we're going to use them.
Okay.
So, but here's the objective. The objective is the shell fishermen start getting calls from Wellfleet Shellfish, Holbrook. I need Wellfleet oysters. I need Wellfleet clams. So that's how the money is getting into the shell fisherman's pocket. It's being initiated by SPAT. It's being funded by SPAT, and they're getting money. But it's the distributors. It's the right amount of money, and we're getting an end result customer so that we can keep doing it.
And the distributor would then have to agree to maybe take on a few shell fishermen that they're going to pay up front for product they're going to get later in the summer, maybe.
Yes, for the delayed. But
Yeah.
we're also looking for a market today. We're looking
Yep.
for a delayed CSA market and a market today.
Yep. Yep.
So
Let's
I'll
just be
keep you
careful
guys.
what we call it. I think you should call
Okay.
it more of a takeout,
Okay.
takeout clams and oysters.
Okay.
Wellfleet takeout clams, Wellfleet takeout shellfish.
I mean, come up with something catchy, but yeah, let's just
Yeah.
watch what we call what we're doing.
Okay. That's a good warning. Thank you, Hillary.
All right,
Of
well,
course.
That board can go
well,
crazy.
Anna, can you'll keep the board up? Well, you guys are gonna be working on this together, right? Together?
Yep, we can.
Yes.
So if it can be done?
Absolutely. Oh, we'll keep you and the board up on this. Absolutely. I mean, I can do it with email with Hillary, but these meetings are so enjoyable. I mean, I have a cup of tea. This is lovely, It's great.
I know you're in San Francisco by the bay. How's the weather there?
It's nice. It's lovely here. Nice.
Let's see. Anything else we want to cover?
Okay, I have a question. I worry about feeding Wellfleet. That's my big thing.
Yep.
So
I'm listening.
Mike DeVasto contacted me about a COVID task force that was going to be looking at how can we keep people in Wellfleet fed. At that point, this was about 8 days ago, but I haven't heard anything since. Do you know what's happening with that?
There's a Zoom conference on Friday.
I wasn't invited. Is there a reason for that?
No, I don't know why you weren't invited. I'll send you the information and I'll invite you.
Okay. Are you heading it?
No, Suzanne.
Okay.
Suzanne was asked to take the lead, so she set it up.
Okay. Okay. Great.
But I'll send you the information right now, so you have it.
Sounds great. So one of my questions was, Mike was looking at the possibility of, and you've kind of answered it today with your answer to SPAT, the possibility that if needed, let's say we could do prepared foods for takeout.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
great.
absolutely.
In case that's needed,
Yeah.
Right now, 246 is just trying to get rid of its food and give it away. But, okay,
Yep.
good.
And I think hearing from Trudy, she's doing one heck of a business down there. People are in and out
She's
of there.
doing great. Yeah,
2
yeah.
hours.
Yeah,
And I
and
think
she
it's well
got
known
a lot of donations. And also, you know, I mean, I have like 4 gallons of vegetable soup that we made just before we closed that are frozen, you know,
Yeah.
and she'll give that away. And I've
Yeah.
got the soup containers, you know. So what is a very good thing, and this should really get told about, is that there's nothing that Trudy won't use to
Yeah.
make a breakfast
Yeah.
in a bit. She's
Yeah.
marvelous, you know,
Yeah.
and she's got Kristen with her, who's got an imagination. She's a 246 chef too on one of the teams. So she's great, you know, so it's
Yeah.
working out well. So we should be
Good.
proud of that.
Yeah.
We should be proud of Trudy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ken, do you want to open it up to our audience, see if they have anything to say? It looks like there's a few folks there. I don't know if anyone wants to chat.
Yeah, is there any questions from the audience today?
Just tell us your name or number so we can take you off of mute.
And they can type it in the message area as well.
Yeah, we're probably getting very close to the end where we only got 40 minutes. Get close.
Yeah, that's the end. Ken doesn't like long meetings. He likes
Okay, well, I think
do
we
it and
covered it, everything, unless any of you have
Well,
any.
Janet, well, I agree. I don't like long meetings, but you only get the Zoom for 40 minutes. Will it shut you down? So.
That's the free Zoom. This is the
The free
paid
Zoom.
Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, we paid for it, Ken.
Hillary.
Zoom out.
And just think, Ken,
No,
you don't have to start putting up chairs.
Thank goodness.
I hear Nick asking something.
Yeah, I was just going to ask Janet or Hillary, are we convinced that the entire community is aware of these food efforts? I mean,
I
there aren't
feel
people
like
sheltered. Yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
most people are just by word of mouth. I know there are some people that can't come out that are getting Fox and Crow delivered to them. So
Hillary, could I
Okay.
suggest something?
yes,
Maybe contact Lara down at the Chamber of Commerce. Maybe she can put
Good
out a
idea.
blast to the town and about
Yeah.
what's available for people. Talk about the, with
Right.
Judy down there. Talk to Lara, give her the information, and she can send it out. And she'll probably do that free.
okay.
Excellent.
Lara Henry,
Thanks, Ken.
Yeah.
I can do that.
The other thing that worries me, and I can talk about this on Friday, but it's an awful long time to wait till Friday. We know we have I'm on the Mustard Seed board too, Hillary. I don't know if you know that. I cook for Mustard Seed every week,
Okay.
and I'm on the board. But we have we service Truro, Wellfleet, and Eastham. All of our referrals for Mustard Seed come from the COAs in those 3 towns. We also get a stipend from each town to feed these people.
Mhm.
Their 2 full meals are cooked with a soup and a salad and a dessert. They're delivered twice a week, Tuesday afternoons and Thursday mornings. And the criteria for this is total shut-ins. Okay?
Yeah.
So when we decided, the Mustard Seed board, that we could no longer do this, because the volunteers that had to go into the house and so forth and so on, volunteers had to go into the kitchen and cook. I said, I'm very, very concerned about this population. And I said that each COA needs to be, and some of the board members were going to call the COA, needs to get this list of names and needs to call each one of these people and say, what is the alternative do you have? Do you have Meals on Wheels for the rest of the week? Do you have a neighbor? Do you have family? Because without Mustard Seed, will you be okay? And I need to follow up with that. Now, I don't know. I believe it happened in Eastham. Cindy,
I was going to say, anecdotally, the COA in Eastham reached out to my father. He didn't make any attempt to get in touch
Yes.
with them. They reached out
Yeah.
to him, said, leave a cooler outside your house. We're going to put some meals in it.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
The Eastham COA called me, and all I do is yoga there with Janet Reinhardt, and they
Okay.
wanted to know if I was all right,
Right.
So I mean, we have a list, because you normally with HIPAA, you don't have a list of people who need anything. But in Mustard Seed, you have a list because it's a referral, usually from the VNA to the COA, and then the COA sends them to us. So I'm hoping that the COA has kept close, close monitoring of these people who are all alone.
So
And
they
not
do.
just- Not
They
just
have.
for food.
Yeah,
just for
no,
food.
they have reached out. The police department has reached out. The police department's getting mail for people. So everyone on the police
Okay.
department's special list has been contacted as well.
And the mustard seed list is included in this?
I believe so. We can confirm that with Suzanne, but I believe so
Okay.
because I would bet that those people are on I forget what they call
No,
that.
it's not both. It's not both. It's not both.
But the
it's not-
police
I know
department
what you're
doesn't
saying.
check up on these people too?
No, they don't. They don't have any idea who they are.
Okay.
These people, sometimes they're short term. Sometimes it's someone that's had a hip replacement. Sometimes
Okay.
it's someone that's had a C-section, and has little kids. Many of them, are elderly and totally dependent, but many of them have a caregiver. Many of
Okay.
them have Meals on Wheels, and many of them have friends and family nearby, but I don't know that about each one specifically.
Well,
Okay,
Janet,
well,
maybe
that's
the,
fine.
okay. Well, maybe this is something that will come up at that Friday meeting with Suzanne.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
sure.
email
I'll
her
bring it
now
up.
and just see what she says. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Okay, well, is there anything you want to discuss, Hillary? Or we all set for today?
I think that's all I have for today. I will reach out to Mark and follow up. I will follow up with the Chamber of Commerce, and I think that's good for today.
Excellent.
Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Wait, just one more thing.
Yeah.
I am planning on holding our April 8th meeting on this
Okay.
platform as well. If that works for everyone, we can make packets and put them outside the door. If you're fearful of
Excellent.
paper, we can scan things in and try and send them electronically.
No, I like the paper.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Yep.
okay,
Yeah,
great.
drop mine off.
I'll drop it
All
off
right.
for you, Ken.
All right. All right, so can I have a motion to adjourn? Do we have to make a motion?
Yes, please.
I can I have a motion?
I make a motion that we adjourn the March 25th meeting of the,
Do I have a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
third, aye.
All
What
right.
time is our
Thank you.
April
Bye-bye,
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
participating.
Hillary,
Well,
what time is the April?
Well, we
8th
can
meeting?
change the time. I'll circulate an email. Let's see if
Good,
we want to
good.
change the time
Let's
because,
change the time, yeah, so it's
Okay.
convenient for you.
I mean, any time's good for me.
And what about the engineers?
Well, so far we don't have any paperwork in yet.
Okay,
And I suppose if we don't have any paperwork, maybe we want to touch base, 2 days before and see what that's looking like. But their
Well,
paper,
Hillary, you could always contact any of the engineers out there. Hey, this is how we're going to be handling the meetings. up
Yeah.
in-
yeah, I spoke to Dave LaJoy. He apparently has some things that he needs to file for the April 8th meeting. He said, both he and Holly said they're a bit of a dinosaur and they're not sure about this type of meeting platform. And I assured them it would be okay. So
yeah, good.
I expect we'll have a couple things from Dave LaJoy. I haven't heard from anyone else. So we'll just see what comes in and we'll touch base. I'll send you guys emails and, just please respond.
Yes, we will.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
everyone.
Courtney.
Bye-bye.
Thank you
Bye
for
now.
doing this.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.